What's going on, everyone? So, yesterday, in a surprise turn, the Los Angeles Lakers ended up waiving Quincy Olivari, a fan favorite, myself included. Really wanted to see Quincy get an opportunity with the main roster, really see what he could have provided for this team. He was arguably our best player in the G League, and really is a guy that you looked at and was like, hey, this guy could be a real piece, a real rotation guy, a guy that could come in, maybe slot in and play a role, especially if you were to pull off a trade, especially if you were able to do something, right? Like Quincy is a guy that may be able to be that initiator and kind of off-ball guy. Can he just give you what Gabe Vincent has given you, right? Like that would be ideal. Give you some size, give you some, versatility. Slightly, him and Gabe Vincent, I think, actually are the same weight, same size. So, but point is, just better shooting, right? Better athleticism, versatility in that regard. And, unfortunately, they ended up waiving him and brought in Trey Jemison, who, look, I like Trey. I'm all for Trey. Big, physical, bruising type of center. Great rebounder, great shot blocker, right? He's 6'10", 6'11", 270, right? So he gives you that physicality. But you had Armel Traore, which Armel Traore, I really like Armel Traore. I see a lot of people that are like, I don't know why they didn't waive Armel Traore, because he's like 4 years younger and 6'9", that can play 3 through 5 and defend 1 through 5, and all he needs is a legit 3-point shot, and that guy's potential, sky's the limit, right? Like, think of like what Jared Vanderbilt's able. Armel Traore could potentially be that, but better shooting because he's just younger and already has like the shooting's there. He just needs to kind of improve in that regard. So I like Armel Traore is kind of the last guy I want to see them get waived. Christian Coloco, he's kind of their project that they really like. But now they have 3 centers or 3 big men, right? Power forward centers, however you want to slice it, that are on 2 ways. Why? Why would the Lakers do that? Unless a trade is coming, right? Like this kind of feels like a move that is the precursor before, the pre-move before the big move. Right? Now, that doesn't mean that it's happening while you're watching this video or today, but may end up happening, a week from now or over by the trade deadline. What this does, and this is just my opinion, right? This is not, I don't know this, I'm not an insider, I'm just a fan, but this to me signals that the Lakers are looking for perimeter and wing depth, right? Something that I've talked about heavily. We've gotten numerous reports that the Lakers are prioritizing the perimeter. Right, that they want to get that point of attack guard as well as or perimeter guy that could help by those means. And it's something that I've talked about that I believe that is the right approach. Yes, the Lakers could use a backup center, without a doubt. But the Lakers' biggest problems, you even saw it in the Miami Heat game, is the perimeter, right? Them being able to defend out on the perimeter, them being able to chase down those loose balls and winning those 50-50 balls and all that. Teams are just out hustling us and outworking us. A lot of that has to do with we just don't have the athleticism and the proper pieces out there on the perimeter. Every time we play these young teams, they just blitz us. Why? Because they're young, athletic, right? They get to their spots. They can do all the dirty work out there on the basketball court. We need more guys like that. We need guys that can go in, all these teams are shooting 38 threes a game against the Lakers, right? Why? Because teams know they can't defend the perimeter, and threes lead to long ball rebounds, which at that point, all we have to do is just win a foot race in a 50-50 game against Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura and Gabe Vincent, and when D'Lo was here, D'Lo, and it's one of the big problems why the Lakers have struggled so much on the rebounding department, because they don't have the guys that can go out and just chase down those balls. You see regularly the Lakers just getting out hustled, outworked for those rebounds. Yes, it'd be nice to have, a Nikola Vucevic in the interior. And maybe they do that. Maybe they get the perimeter help and then also get a Nikola Vucevic. Why would they go and get a guy like a Vu or something like that if you brought in 3 centers, 3 big men? Well, the reason would be is that if you're trading like Jackson Hayes and Christian Wood in multiple moves, right? Well, even if you got like, say, a Nikola Vucevic, you still probably need a guy that can man the middle, maybe even 2, depending on how it shapes up and plays out, right? Like, so if they end up trading, it depends on what the end result is as far as the trades go. But to me, I think that this highlights the Lakers are searching for more perimeter help, which, again, I prefer that also. I have always maintained I'd still like to go get that. I'd still like to go get, a Day'Ron Sharpe. Cheap, inexpensive guy that you can have out there and operate in multiple ways. And then go get a Bruce Brown and whatever, a Kyle Kuzma, just using those guys as an example, right? And now you got that point of attack guard, got that another 3-and-D wing to pair with Bruce Brown. I mean, you could, or not Bruce Brown, Dorian Finney-Smith, you could even run all three with LeBron and AD at times, right? And like go with like a Bruce Brown, Dorian Finney-Smith, Kyle Kuzma, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, give you some size, give you some versatility, right? Like that's kind of what I think the Lakers are leaning towards. Because why else would you go and do that, right? Like why do you need essentially 6 centers, right? Like you don't need that many guys. I understand wanting to kind of secure a big man, at least in the backup role for now and the future, right? And if you can find that guy, and maybe Trey is that guy. Maybe Trey is the guy that can slot in, and be that physical rebounding center that the Lakers really need, right? Lakers, at least until LeBron leaves, Lakers just need that backup guy. And I do think that there is an argument to be made of, do you want to waste the assets and make the moves at the center position when, especially come playoff time, Anthony Davis is probably playing 40 minutes at the center spot, right? Like, so especially come playoff time, you just need a guy that can go out there and not just get torched every possession, right? I think a guy like a Trey can do that. I think he can kind of hold his own, be that physical presence in there for 8 to 10 minutes a game, right? And you can still run Anthony Davis at times, right? So it's kind of my thinking, unless you just want a full-fledged, because otherwise you might as well just go get Nikola Vucevic, right? Like, if you're going to get a Jonas Valanciunas, which I'm not against, and I still maintain he's probably the most likely center, but I think that there is a genuine argument of why do that when you can go get Nikola Vucevic for the same price and still go get Bruce Brown or anything like that. Yes, technically that $10 million difference could get you another guy, right? But the Lakers have 2 seconds and then like 2 pick swaps and 2 firsts, somehow 3 pick swaps, 2 firsts, something along those lines, right? So unless you're giving up pick swaps for guys, right? Like, let's say Bruce Brown or Nikola Vucevic. Let's say you're doing 2 seconds for him. Boom, you get him, and then you're doing, a pick swap for Bruce Brown. Okay, boom, there you go. Still maintain your first, still do all that stuff. And you could literally run, Bruce Brown, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Nikola Vucevic, right? And then have like Max Christie and guys like that off the bench. Although Max Christie's been so good for you, right? Like, do you keep Max Christie and then bring Bruce Brown off the bench, right? You have some flexibility there. But outside of that, it's like, okay, Day'Ron Sharpe would be great. He's 23 years old, gives a rebounding, shot blocking upside. But he is a guy that is, he's a guy that still needs development, right? And he's 6'9". Well, he's anywhere from 6'9" to 6'11", depending on where you look it up, right? So to me, it's like, okay, do you take a flyer on Trey and see if he can come in and be that guy? Or do you go with like a Day'Ron and actually have to give up assets for a Day'Ron? I do think that there's an argument to be had there. But beyond that, it's just like, to me, I'm willing to wait and see what the end result is, right? Again, not happy about losing Quincy. He's probably going to go somewhere and ball out. But he is, 24, right? Like, he's not, if he was 20, or 21, then I think the Lakers would probably hold on to him. He'd be more of a priority, right? But he's not. So it's like, if the Lakers get a guy or two, like let's say they get a Bruce Brown, well, then you're pretty much set for the next 2 years minimum, 3 years minimum. And okay, so now Quincy gets an opportunity 2-3 years down the road. But at that point, he's 27, 28, right? By the time he actually gets an opportunity to get a real run and a real opportunity, like, even just for Quincy's career and his opportunity, he's almost better off. Like, this is probably best for him because now he can go to a place and bring it up. But also, if the Lakers make the trade, make the move, bring up, say, a Trey, right? Boom, they could still bring Quincy back. So they could still, unless somebody picks him up, which, at the time of recording this video, no one's picked him up, but that doesn't mean somebody won't. I think somebody will pretty soon, right? Like, I think somebody's going to grab and snatch up Quincy, but there is the potential and possibility because to me, the only reason you bring him on a two-way is either A, you want to use him, Christian Wood's probably missing some time, or you just kind of want like to get a look at him, but then you could have brought him in on a 10-day, right? And give him run the next 2 games, right? Like 3 games because 10-day, right? Like Lakers play every other day. So you could have gotten 3-4 games out of him if you timed it right, and really gotten a look at him and seen, okay, is he the guy? Okay, he's not. Okay, let him go, right? Or you could have done what they did with Devontae Graham and then just sign him outright, and then that would have been that. But yet we didn't do that. I don't know. It's just it's strange that they brought him on a two-way unless a trade is coming. And this is just my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but I think the Lakers were going to make a trade regardless. I just think that this signals that a perimeter trade is coming, not a center trade. That, you never know. They might still go get a guy, and maybe Trey or somebody or Koloko, maybe they move up and are your third big, right? So maybe they still go get a Day'Ron, or they still go get a Jonas Valanciunas or something like that, and they slot in as the primary backup, and then you have like a Trey as like your secondary backup, like something like that I could maybe see. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it out of the way. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.